Well, hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to be able to speak to you today.
Hi, how
Um,
are you, Sarah?
Hey,
Very good,
Sarah.
thank you. And of course, there's going to be plenty of fans out there who are very familiar with BMF, but there's also going to be some people coming fresh to this. Maybe you could just begin with a brief introduction to the show. What can people expect when they watch it? Who wants to start?
I think season two, people should expect more of everything. A lot of elevation, as our showrunner always says. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. The relationships are going to be crazy. The tension is going to be crazy. The surprises with the new characters we have, it's going to be like, it's just going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot more.
And I mean, the premise of the show, I mean, the originator of it, obviously 50 Cent, I mean, it's based on this true story. And then on top of that, you've actually got the involvement of the father and the son playing his own father. So it's quite an incredible project to be involved with. Maybe you can each just tell me a bit about what the appeal was for you. Maybe start with you, Lala.
Yeah, so 50 Cent is my initial appeal into all the projects that I become a part of, from Power to BMF. He's an incredible, mentor, friend, partner, and I always want to be in business with 50. But outside of that, BMF was just something that I knew about growing up, something that I heard about. And it was just like, wow, these guys are like these two larger than life figures. And like, you wanted to know more about them. And so now to be able to be a part of their story and bringing it to life is so incredible. And I feel honored, to be able to do that. So it's exciting. And I just think that season one was incredibly huge. And I just hope that season two is even bigger and more people get on board, the BMF train.
Now for you, Da Vinci.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
What was the appeal for you in coming on board with the show?
It was just, to me, I was like, to get to, tell a story that's so influential in hip hop culture, it's like, that's a true story. I'm like, man, it's like, it's so hard to just not want to be a part of this project. It's like now, when these two brothers are mentioned, which they will be for the rest of like the history of America. Cause I mean, they've done something that only a small percentage of people would ever be able to do. And like, it's almost impossible to do now. So it's like, when you talk about the story, it's like, people's going to think of us playing the characters. So it's kind of dope to just really be like, embedded in history like forever.
And maybe you can just tell us a bit about each of your characters, where we find them at the beginning of season two, and of course what we're going to see in terms of their relationship with each other throughout the course of this season. Maybe Lala, I'll start with you.
Yeah, so my character is Markeisha, and she's already married in an abusive marriage, which is, really, really emotional and sad. And then she meets Terry, and she's just looking at him like this a younger guy that's giving her some energy, and she's just like, I'm not really paying it any mind. But as a woman, it's nice to feel seen and feel like someone's, paying you, attention that you might not be getting from home. And eventually it turns into love and a complicated relationship. He has a family, she's married, and just like all the dynamics of kind of what happens. And, they're really in love with each other, but there's so many things happening around them that's trying to prevent that from happening, and people that can be hurt from them being this in love with each other. So it just makes for an incredible, complex kind of love story.
And what can you tell us about Terry and what we can expect from him this season?
I think you guys are going to see like a whole nother side of Terry this season for sure. Like Terry gets involved in a love triangle that, it's very shocking for him, and like he's experiencing things that he's never experienced before. And it's kind of dope because at the same time, it's like I'm doing certain things on screen that I've never done before. So it's like, and the character is going through new things, and I am as well. So that's kind of like the feelings there is like, it's very real. The nerves that he's feeling. He's dealing with a lot more tension, a lot more problems. He thought, leaving his brother would like clear him from like everything. He'll be his own boss now. But little did he know his father becomes his new meat. So that's annoying. And he's kind of searching for like manhood and his own independence through this entire season, really. And that's kind of what gravitates him towards Markeisha a lot, because she is showing him a way of life that is like nobody has ever shown him before. And she's like helping him develop into a man. And he likes that because she's little as she knows, she's playing into his agenda, that his own personal agenda.
And I have to make mention, as I said there at the beginning, the fact that Demetrius is playing his own father, but this is also his debut acting role, which seems kind of hard to believe. So what was it like working opposite him? And did that kind of add an extra layer to the project and to acting with him, knowing that it was something so close to him?
Yeah, it was tough because it was scary, because it's like we all was taking a huge chance, we were just like, oh, we hope this kid delivers, you know what I'm saying? And, he trained, he studied, he worked his ass off for it. And, he started delivering, and we was like, man, this is great, and it just gave us all the confidence that we needed to just, finish telling the story. But it was definitely a lot of pressure, because it was like, yo, like if this part don't work, like nothing's gonna work, So it was great how he delivered, and he stepped up to the plate, and he did what he had to do.
And for you, Lala, were you impressed by his performance?
So impressed. I actually sent him a text yesterday because I was able to see episode 1 of season 2, and I was like, you're incredible on screen, you're shining, and I just can imagine his pressure of playing his own father. Like, I don't think I've never seen that before. I don't know if there's a time where that's happened before, but I've never seen it. And it's just incredible how he's been able to deliver, and it's like you're watching Meech. I mean, his name is Meech, so it's just it's actually incredible to be able to see.
Mm. And what about being on this set? I mean, because the production values, everything about it, the costumes, going back also to another era, and the fast pace of it all. What were some of the highlights and challenges of being on set for each of you?
I think, we are building like a family. We are all friends. So it's nice to work with people that you're friends with. It doesn't make it feel like work. And a lot of times we have to go to really deep emotional places and more intimate scenes, and you want to be able to be comfortable and do that with people that you consider family and friends. And I think we've created that bond amongst all of us on set, and it shows when you watch us on screen. You can feel the love, you can feel the bonds, you can feel the loyalty. I think that's important in creating a story like this.
Now for you, Da Vinci.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? Because I get so lost in her answers that I forget what the question was.
Being on set, what are some of been the best moments for you? I mean, I guess also Snoop Dogg. I don't know. I think I'd be completely intimidated if I was on set.
Right. I think some of the greatest moments for me personally, like telling a story that have so many legends that I grew up hearing about and seeing and talking to, and having the chance to work with them actually, and just hearing the advice that they're giving me and the gems that they're dropping to me is just priceless. It's like I'm in a university of life right now, and the tuition, I got a hell of a scholarship, like I couldn't even pay for this tuition just to be in the same room as Snoop, 50, Monique, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy, and it's just deal with these people that have way more experience as me, and, talking a lot some days on set, and her giving me just real life advice. Sometimes I have nothing to do with, the show. Like that right there is like, it's priceless. So to me, it's been a hell of an experience.
I'm almost out of time, but just very quickly, what do you think the takeaways are from the show? Because I think it's interesting how, it's treading that line, isn't it, between sort of glamorizing this sort of lifestyle, but then also really showing like the context that drives people into this situation, having to provide for your family and, the society that you're a part of, just setting up the barriers. So it's impossible to kind of do that in a straight and narrow way. So what do you think takeaways might be?
For me, I think the takeaway is, yes, this is a story about a drug empire and how these two brothers accomplished something that no one has ever done. But at the center of it all is love and family and loyalty. And I think that's the takeaway. Like, it's not just another violent show or another crime show. Like, this is about family and love and loyalty, and families just trying to survive and in the environment that they were born into, the only environment that they know. And I think that's where you find the beauty of BMF.
Did you want to add anything, Da Vinci?
No, I second everything. And I just hope, like, one of the biggest takeaways for me, I just hope people just understand, like, these two kids made the decisions and the choices that they made based off of their current situations. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, had they been born in a different family, a different household, a different time period, who knows what minds like that, they could have been scientists. They could have been the Wright brothers, you know? They could have been anything, you know? So just like, before you judge the characters that we're playing or anything like that, I just hope people really just take in consideration all those external factors that they had to face.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm out of time, but thanks so much for sharing all that with me. Can't wait for everyone else.